will make America great again. Thank you, Arizona. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Far distant land of common sense, a place where we all once lived. You'll find the Conservative College with Professor Toto. It is here where the foundational principles of our great republic are still taught and true patriots are still educated in the hallowed halls of this school of hope. Just like the iconic puppy from The Wizard of Oz, who found great joy in pulling back the curtain on the lies of the wizard. So does Professor Toto. Grab your seats and welcome to the Conservative College. Class begins now.
Here I am. Good evening, everybody. Welcome, welcome. Hello, 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 hello. Hello, hello, everybody. That means grab your beanbag. That means tell someone hello. Give somebody a high five because we're live right here at the Conservative College. That sound means there's still freedom in the land. There's still freedom in the land. This is the last place left on earth. It's a secret conclave that you can go on Tuesday nights and Thursday nights, 8 o'clock Central, and find the truth. And you're going to find a bunch of it tonight. News is coming in faster today than I can even research. We're going to talk about it all tonight. It's going to be a great class. And we're going to learn a lot tonight. We're going to talk about everything. We're going to make sure you're completely educated, completely, on all things MAGA, all things important. You're going to learn about it tonight. So why don't you do me a favor, right? Right now, let's hit those love buttons, the like buttons. Let's hit those share buttons. shall we? Let's show some love. Come on. Get up off your, wherever you're sitting and go hit the little share button. If you're watching on Roku, let's see how many of you are on Roku tonight. One moment, please. Okay, it's a low crowd tonight, 4,300. We normally hit about 8 or 9, 10,000 on Roku. So wake up, America. Wherever you are tonight, I hope you've had a great day. I hope everything in your world is wonderful. And if it's not, I know someone that is. And you don't have to have a wonderful life to have a wonderful life. You just have to know the one that's wonderful. He's more than wonderful. I pray that every one of you know him. Tonight, we are going to dive in. We're just going to go ahead and dive in. Before we do, in the morning, yours truly, your humble, neighborhood, friendly, fluffy professor, Toto, will be getting on an airplane headed out to Pennsylvania. I'll be there. There we go. At the Hilton Garden Inn this Saturday morning. I'll be teaching the Word of God. That's in 2 days. On the Sabbath day. I'd love to meet you. If you live in any of those states, make the short drive over to the Hilton Garden Inn in Lancaster, Pennsylvania. Come and meet me. I would love to meet you and get to know you. It's going to be a full day. They start at 11 o'clock. I'm being hosted by the regional elder and his wife of that region, Elder Jamie, and Kristen Peachy will be my host. And I'm looking so forward to being there. So please, 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 now is my last time to plead with you to make plans to come. Bring your Bible and bring an open mind and come and learn things that I promise you've never learned before. And I just found out that I will also be going on June the 22nd for another Sabbath meeting. And this is where? Kentucky. It doesn't say a city and a state. Let's see. Cumberland Falls. Okay, we're going to hike to Cumberland Falls that day. That looks so wonderful. Good, I'll let them hike for me. But I'm going to try my best to be at that event. I'm not promising, but I'm going to try to be there for that Bible study. They'll start at 11 o'clock Eastern time. There, I look so forward to going. I'm going to try to make that June the 22nd. Anyone that lives near Cumberland Falls, there is the email address at the bottom of the screen where you can get more information about that great event. So that's what's coming up here. And I'm looking forward to getting up to Pennsylvania. I love going there. And we're already planning a trip next year to that same area. And Professor Toto is going to do a personal tour of the Gettysburg battlefield. So it's going to be a great event that is coming up next year, I believe. And if I'm not mistaken, I don't know the exact dates. But anyway, well, it is now confirmed, my fellow Americans. We have confirmation. It is now confirmed without one shadow of a doubt that Donald Trump will be debating Jake Tapper, Dana Bash, and Joe Biden. That's who he will be debating. Jake Tapper, Dana Bash, and Joe Biden.
You're in the CNN newsroom. I'm Wolf Blitzer in Washington, and we begin with a major development in the 2024 presidential race here in the United States. President Joe Biden and Donald Trump have just accepted CNN's invitation to hold a debate on June 27th. That's just in a few weeks. That's months earlier than traditional face-offs take place between two presidential candidates. The announcement comes after a heated back and forth earlier this morning between the two. The president challenged Trump to 2 debates and then trolled him over his hush money trial. Listen to this.
Donald Trump lost 2 debates to me in 2020. And since then, he hadn't shown up for debate. Now he's acting like he wants to debate me again. Well, make my day, pal. I'll even do it twice. So let's pick the dates, Donald. I hear you're free on Wednesdays.
The former president responded quickly, calling on Biden to, quote, get ready to rumble.
First of all, I have a lot to say about this little situation. First of all, he's not Donald. He is the former president and the current president of the United States of America. The poll numbers must be worse than we even know. And we already know that they're bad for Biden, but they must be worse. They must have some internal polling that we're not privy to. For this man to want to debate, now I'm fixing to show you, if you'll hang tight with me, I have figured out the whole game plan and why I don't believe there will be a debate, at least not right now. And I'm going to show you why I believe that, because I've been thinking, Professor Toto's been scratching his head all day long, and I think I know exactly the game that Joe Biden is playing. But my question is, who talks like this? Have we lost all modicum of respect? Have we lost all gentleness? Have we lost all decency? Did you hear the way, did you hear the way that Biden was speaking? I did not know, I'm going to be honest with you. I did not know if I was watching the WWF. Honestly, it looked like and it sounded like I was watching the WWF. It did not sound like a president speaking to a former president, the great unifier. This is the great unifier himself. Listen.
Donald Trump lost 2 debates to me in 2020. And since then, he hadn't shown up for debate. Now he's acting like he wants to debate me again. Well, make my day, pal. I'll even do it twice. So let's pick the dates, Donald. I hear you're free on Wednesdays.
You smart aleck. I hear you're free on Wednesdays. Yeah, because of your prosecution against him is exactly why he's free on Wednesdays. But I've got a feeling y'all are about to turn hump day into bump day. Exactly right. Because his ratings are only going to bump from your trickery. And I honestly, when I heard this debate that he wants to so-called have, I knew something was wrong. I knew all of a sudden he wants to debate now. Just out of the blue. Why? Why come out so forcefully referring to the former president as Donald? I mean, who does that? My God, we wonder now why children show no respect to parents. Parents show no respect to leadership in the church or anywhere else for that matter. Well, this is our example. No decorum. It's all gone. But he's agreed to, by the way, that was a 14-second video with 5 cuts. My gosh. How many times did he stumble to make this 14-second ad? Think about it. Why do you have to have 5 cuts in a 14-second ad? That's unheard of. I could do a 14-second ad without 1 cut at all. But this is a 14-second ad.
Lost 2 debates to me in 2020.
Cut number 1.
He hadn't shown up for debate. Now
cut number 2.
He's acting like he wants to debate me again. Well,
cut number 3.
Make my day, pal.
Cut number 4.
I'll even do it twice. So let's pick the dates, Donald. I hear you're free on
I'm sorry, 6 cuts.
Wednesdays.
For a 14-second ad, 6 cuts. Unheard of. Unheard of. How many takes did it take? Honestly, it felt like I was watching. You remember the old WWF? Junkyard Dog, Kamala. I'm not literally. I mean, who talks like this? Who does this? And then the list of demands that they released for Donald Trump to take this debate. He's only going to do 2 of them. And the list of demands tells you how weak Joe Biden is. Trump has accepted the proposal. And I'm glad he has. Number 1, they want no live audience because they know that Trump is the unparalleled political performer who thrives in front of a crowd. So take that away. Okay? The next demand is that Donald Trump's microphone be cut off at the allotted time. Well, I have a few suggestions for you, Mr. President, or whomever is watching that knows you, Mr. President. If they're going to make you turn your mic off, I would only accept that if, and only if the moderators are forbidden from interjecting their thoughts, opinions, and fact checks. That's the only way I would agree to that. Cut mine off, then y'all shut up. Let me speak my whole time. Do not fact check me during my responses, taking my time, and then cut my mic off. There should be no moderator interruptions, no fact checking, and Donald Trump should insist on this. And if Biden does not agree to that, then all mics remain hot in the full debate. If we're going to have a free-for-all, don't let them cut you off, Mr. Trump. That should be your demands as well. But let's get to what I believe the game is. All of a sudden, we're ready to debate. A man that cannot debate his way out of a paper bag wants to debate one of the greatest debaters of all time. Well, it's because, ladies and gentlemen, it's all trickery. It's all a facade. It's all smoke and mirrors. Because there's another demand. There's a third demand that Joe Biden knows that will not be met. What is that third demand? That Robert F. Kennedy not be allowed in the debate. Ladies and gentlemen, that is not up for Trump or Biden or a moderator to decide. And Biden knows that. So he throws this third one in. Robert Kennedy, that's the only way I'm going to do it, is these 3 things. That's almost like saying, I'm going to fight you if this, this, and this, and you know they can't do the third one. Because guess what was announced late last night? It was when this was announced that I knew what Biden's plan was. Robert F. Kennedy sent out a tweet late last night, and it said these words, the words that I do not have in front of me. I thought I had them. But basically, he has met the qualifications to be on the debate. He's met them. Who do you think knew that yesterday? Who do you think knew that before we did? Come on. Who do you think knew that he had met the qualifications before they issued their little debate challenge? See, I'm familiar with debate challenges. I'll give you an example. So I have offered to debate my enemies publicly, live, on a Zoom meeting. I've offered that many times. They come back and say to me, the ones that they have accusations against, I'm the one being accused. But they come back and say, oh, we're not coming to your world. You come into our Zoom meeting. And I'm like, no, I'm not accusing you of anything. Why would I come to you? You come to me. And don't be a coward hiding behind a screen name. Come to me in front of the whole world. In my room, you want to accuse me? So they know that I'm not coming to their world. They already know that. So they throw out this stupid stuff to make it seem like, well, I offered. No, that was not an offer, Joe Biden. That was a joke. That's why I don't believe there will be a debate. I could be wrong, and I hope there is one because I'm itching to watch it. But, ladies and gentlemen, Robert F. Kennedy is qualified for the debate. Do you hear? Do you not see now what I saw the minute I heard it? I knew that this is a joke. He doesn't want to debate Donald Trump. I mean, his poll numbers are so bad that he might have to, but he definitely doesn't want to. So I just told you what you've not heard on the news. I just told you what you've not heard anywhere. And you mark my words, I believe that's going to be the excuse why Uncle Jojo backs out. Anyway, all right, moving right along. I've been watching a story in Texas. There is victory. There is a huge victory in the state of Texas tonight for all MAGA. Hey guys, would you share this right now? Would you help me? Would you help me right now get this message of truth out to the whole world? Every patriot needs to be a student at the conservative college. Every patriot. And while you're sharing, I have great news to share with you before we talk about Texas. Guess who? Song is number 3 on Spotify. Yours truly, me and my wife, our song, I'm Not Afraid to Trust Him, is number 3 only behind Donnie McClurkin. We are so thrilled, and I want to thank you all that went to Spotify and followed us and listened to our song, I'm Not Afraid to Trust Him. My wife and I are so grateful. We don't know how we got to number 3. We do not promote our music ever. I mean, it's not like we go live saying, please listen to our music. We've never. And all of a sudden, we are number 3 out of thousands of artists. So from the bottom of my heart, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. It means a lot to me, your support. If you haven't done it, go to Spotify, type in Shane Vaughn, and the name of our song is I'm Not Afraid to Trust Him. And make sure you follow us when you get there, okay? In the state of Texas, there was something that happened during the Black Lives Matters protest. And I've been watching this, praying. I'm telling you, I have prayed for justice in Texas. So here's what happened. There was a 35-year-old U.S. Army sergeant. He was a sergeant in our Army driving through Texas. I believe it may have been Dallas. I don't have that detail right in front. Travis County, in Travis County. He's driving through the BLM protest when a young black man approached his vehicle armed with an AK-47. This is facts. So the place is going crazy, and here comes a man up to his vehicle armed with an AK-47. What does this sergeant do? He pulls out his weapon in self-defense and immediately called 911. Why did he call 911? To let them know that he had shot this man and he wanted to turn himself into law enforcement. That man was sentenced to 25 years in a Democrat county Travis County. His name is Daniel Perry. 25 years for standing his ground in self-defense in America. We knew that was injustice, just like all the January the 6th is injustice. We know it. And guess who else knew it? Governor Greg Abbott knew it. And today, granted a full pardon today to Mr. Daniel Perry. Justice has prevailed in the state of Texas for the right. And I, for one, am so very thankful to Governor Abbott for doing the right thing. Congratulations, Sergeant Perry, for justice. It doesn't happen all the time. The truth may be a long time coming, but when it comes, it does not take long. Well, speaking about the truth, are you ready for some truth? Are you ready for a big dose of truth? How many remember gain of function research? Wuhan. How many remembers that, started with bats? Anybody remember that? By the way, if you want a real education about COVID-19, facts, where it all started, how it started, go to our site and type in Obama's bloody footprints and the calculated creation of COVID-19. 2 different shows I did. Go back and see how well they aged. Go back and see how well they aged. Obama's bloody footprints. Oh, you don't? Okay, somebody said, where do we find them? There's a barcode right there. You can click on that QR code, or you can just type in right here, FHTV, bam.tv. Go there now, subscribe, free, and then go to the search bar and type in Obama's bloody footprints. And then when you're done watching that one, type in calculated creation of COVID-19. Now, why am I telling you all that? Because what you're about to hear is what we told you. Everybody get ready. On 3, 2, 1. I told you so. Oh, I told you so. We've been telling you the truth a long time around the conservative college, and here is the evidence.
Dr. Tabak.
This is the director of the National Institute of Health. Yes, Fauci's friends.
Did NIH fund gain-of-function research at the Wuhan Institute of Virology through EcoHealth?
It depends on your definition of gain-of-function research. If you're speaking about the generic term, yes, we did.
Well, I thought we were told by Fishy Fauci that there was no taxpayer funding for gain-of-function research. Did anybody else hear that 3-4 years ago? And for the last 3, maybe I'm the only one. Let me look at the chat. Let me see if anybody, I thought I may have been the only one that heard Fauci say that we did not fund gain-of-function research. Anybody? I'm watching. Camper said they lie. Is anybody out there tonight? Everybody's asleep on me? Okay. All right. Nobody remembers. Camper said all they do is lie. Robin from Hawaii, hello. Pam Moore, Biolabs in the Ukraine. Linda Garner, lying Fauci. Exactly right. Lori Glenn said, I remember that. Janice Hardy remembers. Deborah Betts said, we heard Fauci lie loud and clear. Diana Howard and Ruth Cantu and Joe Carroll Dodds heard it. Renee Linscomb and Sandra Brawlier and Don Myers heard it. Sapper Havoc heard it. And, oh, my Lord, a bunch of people heard it. They lied. You've been lied to. You have been Shazammed for 4 years. Aren't you glad you're a student at the college that's still standing? Y'all realize many podcasters have come and gone. They're now in the history books. But you have come to a place that is still standing. It's just like my ministry. We were told 10 years ago our ministry would not last. We wouldn't make it. Every year, some new group would come trying to destroy. And here we stand while they keep fighting. My point I'm making to you, whenever you have the truth, nothing can destroy the truth. And guess what? We have some more truth to report to you tonight. And here is the truth. The Attorney General of the United States of America is officially been served a subpoena for contempt of Congress because they will not release the audio interview of Biden and Special Counsel Hoare. Now watch how visibly shaken Merrick Garland is now that Congress has ruled him in contempt.
The department is a fundamental institution of our democracy.
Catch your breath there, Merrick. Here, Merrick. Use this, what I use on my throat right here. Clear voice. Right before I preach or sing. Here, Merrick. Come here, Merrick. Open your mouth, Merrick. I'm going to let you start over, Merrick. Let me see if that helped you any. Because you look a little all shook up. And you look all shook up. You look a little shook up to me.
The Justice Department is a fundamental institution of our democracy. People depend on us to ensure that our investigations and our prosecutions are conducted according to the facts and
We sure do. Are you really fixing to go there, little? Are you really fixing to go there? Looking with like Palpatine, with your Palpatine looking self.
the law and without political influence. We have gone to extraordinary lengths to ensure that the committees get
Look, dude. Here, spray some more clear voice. Come here. Squish, squish. There we go. There we go. Here, open up. There we go. All right. Let me see if that helps.
responses to their legitimate requests. But this is not one. To the contrary, this is one that would harm our ability in the future to successfully pursue sensitive investigations. Now, there have been a series.
God have mercy, my Lord. Anyway, he can't talk. He's in trouble. He's in contempt of Congress. They oversee his department. And they have refused to turn over the interview tape with him and Hoare. Now, here's my question. If Joe Biden is as sharp as ever, that's what we're being told by Jumanji. No, not Jumanji. Who is that? What's her name? The press secretary. What's her name? Jean-Pierre. Yeah. According to Jean-Pierre, y'all hold on, I'm going to play something for y'all. According to Jean-Pierre, Biden is as sharp as ever. So if he's as sharp as ever, why are we trying to hide the audio tape? Can somebody make it make sense for me? I mean, we already have the transcript of what was said, but you see, in that transcript, you can't hear how it was said. You can't hear how it was said, can you? And that is a tell-all, not what was said. You can take and transcribe. Oh, they said my screen's fuzzy. Hold on. That's because I sprayed up. Hold on. I was trying to help. Baby, bring me like a washcloth or something. I had sprayed my camera. I really thought Merrick Garland was right there. I was trying to help the man out. But anyway, Pierre said, thank you, bring me up.
It's the weather. You've been blurry from the start.
Oh, I've been blurry from the start?
It's the internet.
Oh. My wife said it's the internet. Oh, we got bad weather here, y'all. That's what's going on. We got bad weather. Now, hang tight now, because now that y'all, I'm finna get in trouble. I feel it. I feel it. I'm feeling myself right now. I'm finna get in trouble. Y'all hang tight. I got something for y'all. Hold on. I'm finna get in trouble. I feel it. This is going on right wing. It's coming, y'all. Hang tight. Here it comes. Hang tight. I ain't even got to say nothing. Y'all already know what I'm trying to tell y'all. It's a jungle out there. It is crazy. Now, let me tell you the truth about Merrick Garland so that you can know the truth. The truth will set you free. And here's the truth.
News here. The House Judiciary Committee, a short time ago, voting to hold Attorney General Merrick Garland in contempt of Congress after he refused to hand over an audio tape of his interview with special counsel Robert Hur. Texas Republican Congressman Chip Roy, he sits on the House Judiciary Committee and joins us now. It's good to see you, Congressman. Garland says that he doesn't have to comply with Congress's oversight because the DOJ has to protect the integrity of investigations. Listen to his rationale.
The Justice Department is a fundamental institution of our democracy. People depend on us to ensure that our investigations and our prosecutions are conducted according to the facts and the law and without political influence. We have gone to extraordinary lengths to ensure that the committees get responses to their legitimate requests, but this is not one.
You know, I don't think that's what the Constitution says, but maybe I'm wrong. Is Garland right that his agency is immune to congressional oversight?
Yeah, Chris, well, that's obviously insane on its face. Look, I mean, one thing to keep in mind is that Democrats, when they controlled the Judiciary Committee in 2019, they held Attorney General Barr in contempt for literally redacting that which the law required him to redact from grand jury proceedings.
Sure did.
And now our Democratic colleagues are all a Twitter because we believe that we should make sure we get to hear the entire audio footage rather than just the transcript. And why is that? Because Special Counsel Hur, he actually relied heavily on the fact that, Biden was not all there. Biden was going to come across as an old man. And so it was all about the demeanor of the president. We believe we ought to be able to investigate that and see that and not just rely on what they put down in writing in a transcript. And by the way, by definition, they already opened the door because they already complied. They already waived executive privilege.
Absolutely. They've already waived executive privilege because they gave the transcript. We know everything that was in the call. What we don't know is how it was said. Was it said from an old man that could barely collect his thoughts? And does the resident-in-chief not want that heard? Well, I've got another huge I told you so tonight. Whenever they gagged President Trump, when they gagged him, instead of gagging Stormy Daniel, when they gagged President Trump, I said President Trump can get around that gag order by letting his people, by speaking through his proxies. I'm the one that said, bring your proxies out and speak through them, and I'll be a monkey Jumanji's uncle if that's not the headlines today. Trump has found a way to dodge the gag order without moving his hips. His lips. I'm sorry about that. So there you go. Exactly what I said to do. That is what they are doing. Well, ladies and gentlemen, it is that time. I hope you are ready. Get your passports out. We are going across the yellow brick road.
I am Oz, the great and powerful. Who are you? Do you presume to criticize the great Oz, you ungrateful creatures? think yourselves lucky that I'm giving you audience tomorrow instead of 20 years from now. Oh, the great Oz has spoken. Oh, pay no attention to that man behind the curtain.
All right, but we are paying attention to this man because here we are. We got flying monkeys and lion residents, octogenarians.
Inflation has gone slightly up. It was at 9% when I came in.
Y'all want to do that one more time? All right.
Inflation has gone slightly up. It was at 9% when I came in.
It was more than 9% when I came in. More than 9%. And have you heard how they've tried to spin that? That, well, he didn't mean that. He meant that everything was in place for it to get to 9%. If only that were true. But here is the real truth.
All right, Fox Business Alert, Consumer Price Index, CPI, 8.4% in the month of April. That's not good. Up 0.3 month over month. It's going the wrong direction. Here with what it means is Shark Tank investor and O'Leary Ventures chair, Kevin O'Leary. Kevin, good morning to you.
Great to be here. Thank you.
All right. We know that inflation's got to be below 2% for the Fed to stop, to start lowering our interest rates. This is all going the wrong way.
It guarantees that, in my opinion, the Fed will not will not lower rates at all for the rest of this year. And that's not what you want if you're the incumbent. Politically, it looks like this happened because inflation data, you can be 2020 in terms of looking backwards. We poured a lot of money into the economy during the pandemic. If that turned out to be the right thing to do,
9%, it was 1.4%. But in the land of Oz, you can get by with that. You see, it's not a lie unless we tell it. They can tell whatever they want to. And guess what? It's not racism in the land of Oz unless it's coming from a white man. But when it's coming from an alien, I'm sorry. I'm going to rewind. When it's coming from a continent. Ooh. Never mind. I'm just going to play the video. Because, oh, Lord. And when it's coming from a... don't do it. Don't do it. All right.
I am so tired of white men failing up. This lack of accountability is a shameful, inadequate, and deeply unsatisfactory, and it is re-traumatizing. Chair Grunberg, I am so tired of white men failing up. This lack of accountability is a shameful, inadequate, and deeply unsatisfactory, and it is re-traumatizing. Chair Grunberg.
Did you hear it? I'm tired of white men. It's amazing how it is okay for them. I don't get it. It's okay. I can't call nobody Jumanji. I can't. Your name might rhyme with it, and you may be talking like animals out of the jungle about the free speech of Americans, but I can't say nothing, right? But you can get over there and say stupid stuff like this.
I am so tired of white men failing up. This lack of accountability is a shameful, inadequate, and deeply unsatisfactory, and it is re-traumatizing. Chair Grunberg.
There's another Jumanji talking like they from the jungle. Tired of white men failing up. That is not racism. No. No. It's only racism when we do it. You understand how it works, right? You get that. I got you. Because they'll have me on everything tomorrow for almost calling her something. Just almost. I didn't even let it come all the way out. Did you hear me? I did not even let it come all the way out. Oh, man. Wait till y'all see this. We're still in the land of Oz. Watch this. Watch how they lie to your face. The HHS secretary admits that the federal government is going to punish hospitals that resist transmutilation of our children. But listen to how they tried to lie about it before the Congress. Listen.
Would you tell me today, can you commit here today that your department will not withhold federal funding from hospitals or doctors who refuse to provide the gender-affirming care that you are, mandating if it violates their religious beliefs?
So now, Congresswoman, recognize you're going somewhere completely different. First, you started talking about how a doctor should have the rights to not offer particular care. Then you stretch it out to provide for the system-wide services. That
Yes, you've
very
put out
different.
this guidance.
Very different.
You've put out this guidance, and doctors do need to know.
Yes.
What are you going to do if they refuse to provide this care?
A doctor, if that doctor has religious objections, that doctor...
Now listen to this lie. Listen to the snake. Listen.
Under these rules, is not required to offer the care.
Okay, so you're committing here.
So according to what he wants her to believe, doctors that have religious objections do not have to mutilate a child if they have a religious objection. But she's not going to have it. Listen.
Today that you will not withhold federal funding.
Doctors don't get federal funding, ma'am.
But the hospitals do.
Okay, so now talk to me about the hospital.
Are you saying that the...
Don't confuse the two.
Okay.
A doctor...
Look at him trying to talk. Look, that is gaslighting. If you've ever seen it, there it is in full display. That she's about to reveal his lie, and he feels it coming on. I said he feel about like Cohen, and we fixing to get to Cohen, but he feels the lies about. I need a 2-hour show every night because I can't even get started. My time's gone. Anyway, here we go.
But the doctors are working in these hospitals. Are you going to say today? Are you committing that you will not withhold federal funding from those healthcare facilities?
If a healthcare facility is violating the law and not providing the service they're required to,
we
they are
knew
not entitled
that you
to the
would
resources.
withdraw federal funding.
Well, she nailed him. He finally admitted that that hospitals, if they're not abiding by the law, which says to mutilate our children, you will not receive federal funding. He lied about it. A whole 2 minutes. Lied, and that woman would not let him get by with it. One lie after the other. They're trying to hide what they are doing. How many remember the first time you heard these words? Fraud vitiates everything. You know where you first heard that, right? The Conservative College, 3-4 years ago. And we told you that elections can be totally annulled, if you will, if fraud is involved. Well, here you go. Here is your proof. Right here in the state of Texas, 1,400 illegal votes were cast. And a judge has ordered that the election must be redone after finding more than 1,000 illegal ballots. Judge David Peoples ruled that it must be held, that the outcome of the election cannot be determined. The race was lost by 449 votes. Peoples found 1,400 invalid votes were cast. There you go, ladies and gentlemen. Fraud vitiates everything. That's exactly what should have happened in 2020. But we thank God that it didn't, because now we've got Trump for 12 years instead of 8. Well, let's go to New York City to a man named Cohen. If you watched my show last Tuesday night, I explained to you what happened to Cohen. I told you, remember I compared Judas, John the Baptist, Cohen. I showed you the principle of someone getting offended when they feel like they've been forgotten. I deal with it in my ministry all the time. The minute you promote someone else and not the other person, you can see that spirit of offense takes over a person's mind. I told you what happened, but we're finding out today it's even worse than I told you. Today, on a witness stand in New York City, a bombshell of truth hit the floor and exploded. And when it did, the jury took notice. According to the reporters, their faces were so expressive as they were wowed by what the defense attorneys proved. What did they prove? I'm going to make it real simple for you. The entire charge against President Trump hinges on whether or not President Trump knew about this, authorized it, and ordered it. According to Cohen, he called Trump on a certain date and got the approval from the president. Come to find out today, that is not at all what happened, and it was proven in a court of law.
Co-host Judge Neem Farrow joins me now. Lydia laid that out beautifully.
She does.
In terms of what is going on. Why is this Keith Schiller? We did hear about it a bit this morning, then they went back to it this afternoon. So important, Janine.
This call on October 24th of 2016 is extremely important because Michael Cohen testified under oath, under penalty of perjury, and we know he doesn't take it seriously given his history, that he called Keith Schiller to speak with Donald Trump to talk about the Stormy Daniels case. It appears now from text messages and the call logs, when you put them together, Schiller actually told Michael Cohen to call him because Michael Cohen had been complaining about a 14-year-old that's been harassing him. He said he didn't know what to do. Could Schiller stop it? So what Schiller does is he says, call me. So Cohen then calls him, and apparently they have this conversation about the 14-year-old. Now those text messages were not given to, were not shown on direct. I don't know if they were even given to the defense, but that you would have a witness go in and know that he's going to testify that this is a 1 minute, 36-second phone call I had, and it was with Donald Trump about Stormy Daniels. When the text messages at the same time, Schiller and he are talking about this 14-year-old, that can be the subornation of perjury on the part of the prosecution if they indeed did not give this. And
so why is this a bombshell? Because all this information, the prosecutors had this information, and it was exculpatory evidence, and they did not give it to the defense. They did not. Braggs. Bragg, you do have something to brag about. You will single-handedly give the keys of the Oval Office to Donald Trump. You will have so much to brag about. They hid this exculpatory evidence about this phone call. They knew that if the defense had this evidence, that it would destroy their case. And it was revealed today. And I got another bombshell right after this one. Watch.
Hand over these text messages because it is exculpatory.
So it makes it look as if the prosecution is using that call to say this is the call where Trump was made aware that Cohen had paid Stormy Daniels and said, okay, this is done, it's all set. And because they're not giving the context of the text messages that swirl right around that phone call, they are denying the discovery of what was really going on at that time. But it could be that they talked about that for 20 seconds and then they switched over to the Stormy Daniels conversation.
But you know what? That's interpreting a little more than you have to, because within seconds before, minutes before, Keith Schiller says, call me about this kid. Now, let's assume that he talks to him about that Cohen talks to Schiller. He then has to say, let me talk to the boss. Schiller has to say, let me find out if the boss is available to to talk to you. Let me find out where the boss is. You know how much time elapses between a discussion of this 14-year-old kid and finding out if the boss is around? Does he have time to talk to me? I mean, it is incredible. And the fact that these text messages were not brought out and that apparently Cohen didn't have them either means that they didn't give it to Cohen, that they were trying to hide something, or maybe it's just a mess up. But this is when my sources in the jury room or in the courtroom tell me that the jurors looked at each other stunned. That's a big moment.
That is a big moment because so much of this hinges on Trump's knowledge of it. But even if he had knowledge of it,
so what?
So what?
So what?
Right? So
Thank
even
you.
if, just for, suppose for a moment that was what the content of the call, it still would not constitute breaking the law because an NDA was decided and agreed upon by two adult parties.
And an NDA, as we all know now, is certainly, it's like a civil settlement. It's entered into all the time. And not one person has put Donald Trump anywhere near the bookkeeping, the internal ledgers of the Trump organization. And you know what? You can even argue if it's going to the attorney, it is a legal expense.
Yeah.
But no one can prove what Donald Trump's intent was.
Nobody.
And Michael Cohen himself said, you know, I kind of did it on my own. Melania would be devastated. Well, where did he get that from? He doesn't have a relationship with Melania. He gets it from Donald Trump. Everything on the prosecution's case has helped the defendant, the former president of the United States.
I thought they did a very good job also this morning of portraying Todd Blanchett, of portraying Michael Cohen as desperate to get back into the good graces.
All right, watch this carefully because this is my I told you so from Tuesday night. On Tuesday night, I told you something happened somewhere, and I don't know where, that gave this man a spirit of offense. Well, we found out today from his own testimony, he desired to be not just counsel to the president, he wanted to be attorney general. He got overlooked. He got angry. But there's another truth bomb that came out late this evening.
The former president denied a job at the White House,
Denied a job at the White House.
Thought maybe he could be attorney general.
Attorney general. Now, Professor Toto did not know that Tuesday night, but I knew it. I told you somewhere, he felt like John the Baptist did, like Judas did, that he got left behind. And that created in him a spirit of offense, which turned into hate.
Thought he could be chief of staff. Then he says, oh, no, that isn't what I wanted, a higher paying job than that. I wanted to still be an outside counsel. I guess the jury can decide what they think about that. But there were a couple of pieces of podcasts that were played this morning where he sounds like an absolute lunatic. I mean, he's screaming and yelling.
They always do. They turn into lunatics when they get offended. Did you hear me? They'll go from friend to foe so fast you'll be like, what happened to you? There is a spirit that gets in these people against leadership, against the person they're serving. It'll turn into fomenting hatred. And you're fixing to see it on full display.
About how he wants Donald Trump to pay and to suffer like he did. This one.
He wants Donald Trump to suffer like he did. Any time you see someone turn against their leader, someone that they had all the respect in the world for and they gave him everything, you can always go back and find that the issue is never the issue. They never leave for the reason they tell you they're leaving. Go back further and you'll find the problem.
Is back from October of 2020, just to give you a sense of what he was himself saying on his podcast, and you can decide for yourself what you think his state is.
I truly hope that this man ends up in prison. It won't bring back the year that I lost.
See, he's had a loss. He's had a loss. And now he hopes that the man that he revered winds up in prison. Wow. Interesting, is it not?
the damage done to my family.
The damage done.
But revenge is a dish best served cold.
But revenge is a fish best served cold, a dish best served cold. Revenge, that becomes their retribution. They're going to make you suffer.
And you better believe I want this man to go down. And
I want him to go down and rot.
Rot inside for what he did to me and my family.
And what did he do to you and your family, Cohen? What did Donald Trump do? Ask the question, I beg of thee. What did he do? You can't answer the question. They never can.
So the reason they played all this, Judge, as you well know, is to sort of establish that when it served him personally, he was willing to lie about things.
Now, when it served him personally, he was willing to lie.
Right? And then Blanche said, and you want him to go to jail now, too, don't you? In other words, you're under oath.
You're under oath. You're supposed to be a non-biased witness. But don't you want Trump to go to prison? This was said today.
But it would mean a lot to you. You'd be happy if he goes to jail right now. Explain your thoughts on all that.
Well, obviously, I mean, what you have is a guy he is angry. He's angry. Think about it. If he thinks he's Donald Trump's fixer, and all of a sudden...
he thinks he's Donald Trump's fixer, security man, whoever, your cheese, your top cheese. He was Donald Trump. And then all of a sudden, you don't get picked. You don't get brought to the White House. You don't get to be the Attorney General. And all of a sudden, a man that's done you nothing, you want to see him rot. You don't even know why, do you?
You know, Trump goes to the White House. He's not even asked to go to be part of...
there he is. He's not even asked. Cohen's not even asked, come to the White House, buddy. You know why? Because Donald Trump knows the real you. That's why he didn't choose you, sir.
And then we heard also that he could...
Didn't I tell you guys this? Didn't I tell you Tuesday night? I don't know the whole story, but I do know. Didn't I spell this out to you before Judge Janine did?
Get tickets to the inauguration, and Michael Cohen's daughter said they're walking all over you, or whatever the quote was.
They're walking all over you. There's always those people that will come and feed your victimization. Always. And they always find one another. Victims always find victims. It's as old as the hills.
I mean, you have a guy...
There's only one way to protect yourself from it. Never get offended. The Bible said, be not easily offended.
Who lies when it benefits him, and now he's lying out of revenge and out of his feeling that because he went to jail, Donald Trump should. Here's the...
Because he went to jail, Donald Trump should. But the problem is Donald Trump didn't put you in jail, sir. Donald Trump did you nothing, you poor weasel. He did you nothing. If you was to ask Cohen today, what did Trump do to you? Well, I'll tell you what, they never can answer the question.
Bottom line, you went to jail because you perjured yourself.
You went to jail, Cohen, because you perjured yourself about your taxes. Donald Trump didn't tell you to cheat on your taxes, but it always becomes the leader's fault.
Cheated on your taxes. Did Donald Trump tell you to cheat on your taxes too? I mean, did Donald Trump tell you to do all the bad things in your life? So I think that you've got a guy who is emotionally broken. He knows this is the end for him.
He knows it's the end for him. He has nowhere to go. He realized he's done. Once his little fame is over here in a few days, Michael Cohen will go into the dustbin of history, just like Avenatti did. I wonder sometimes when I see these people attack Donald Trump for years and nothing works, I honestly ask myself, do they ever say, hey guys, Let's give up. It's not working. I mean, do they ever just stop and say, why is nothing working? I'll tell you why. You're not fighting him. You're fighting a plan, not a man.
He's got no law license. He's got no career. He's got nothing. And unless Donald Trump is convicted and then he can ride out as the guy, I convicted Donald Trump, he loses everything. And that's why he is so desperate now. And I think the jury is seeing that if you lie to Congress and you lie to the court, and he's contradicting himself now, then you add Robert Costello to this.
We're going to talk about Robert in a minute.
And
no, we're not. I'm out of time. My Lord.
You say, oh my gosh, he was going to kill himself. And Costello kept saying, do me a favor. What do you?
The attorney for Michael Cohen, I've got his testimony here. I wish I could play it for you, but I'm out of time. Costello was the attorney for Cohen. Cohen was ready to commit suicide. Costello says, hey, don't commit suicide. If you've got something on Trump, let's get Trump. Give it to me. What did Cohen tell his lawyer? He said, I swear to God, I don't have anything on Donald Trump.
What do you have on Trump? Don't kill yourself. This is a bad witness. Michael Cohen is the linchpin of the prosecution's case, and he is a broken human being who is not credible to me as a matter of law. And what the judge should instruct is if you believe that someone lied about you on one fact, you can assume and disregard his whole testimony.
Disregard the whole testimony. It is all based on a spirit of offense. Now, that is not the end of the breaking news. It happened late this evening before I came on the air. Here's what we found out late this evening. There's more. And here it is. We have found the real crime. And the real crime is not with Donald Trump. It is with Alvin, with nothing to brag about except giving Trump the White House. What did we find out this evening? The real crime. We found out today that Michael Cohen has been lying, covering up for Alvin Bragg. We found out this evening, all these years, Michael Cohen said he flipped on Donald Trump on his own. But that's not true. Alvin Bragg threatened. We didn't know this till late this evening. Alvin Bragg threatened to arrest Cohen's wife for the tax evasion that Cohen went to prison for if he did not flip on Donald Trump. 30 pieces of silver at the right time, tempting the right offense. That's right. It happened today. Prosecutors told Michael Cohen, if you don't flip on Trump, we're going to indict your wife and send her to prison with you. Now that is the crime, not this silly document stuff. Cohen admitted to committing federal tax evasion, making false statements on his home equity line of credit, and he's maintained that his plea deal was free from external pressure. But today, under oath, under penalty of perjury, he confessed he lied. He confessed that he flipped or he took that deal from a direct threat from Alvin Bragg that his wife was going to prison with him unless he flipped on Trump. 30 pieces of silver. He wanted to be Attorney General. This truth is about to eat Cohen alive. I'm not going to play all of this because I'm out of time. But have you seen, I'm only going to play a few minutes of it. The truth, have you seen the truth from the attorney of Michael Cohen, Costello, he ought to be defense witness number 1. Now, why do I say he should be defense witness number 1? Because he will come in like a wrecking ball. He'll put so much reasonable doubt in that jury's mind. Robert J. Costello, Esquire. He needs to enter that courtroom because he's swaddled in credibility. The Fordham Law School's alumnus. He's been a well-respected civil criminal litigator since 1973. He was formerly deputy chief of the criminal division of the U.S. Attorney's Office in the Southern District of New York. Super lawyers recognize Costello as a super lawyer from 2011 all the way to 2024. And here's his testimony. And then I got to go. I got to go after this.
Through further cross-examination, Cohen told me that he knew there was money missing from the Trump inauguration.
I see where you are now. Thank you.
Okay. And then on the next page, into that first paragraph, Cohen decided that while he didn't believe the allegation of the Stormy Daniels story, that he thought the story would be embarrassing for Trump and especially for Melania, so he decided he would take care of it himself.
Absolutely. And that is contrary to what this guy testified to in court in New York yesterday.
Well, and what's not being talked about is your next paragraph, like the reason and his motivation for that. So if you could just kind of walk through that for the committee.
Yeah, obviously, when we started to talk about the NDAs, and this is the very first meeting at the Regency Hotel, when, by the way, Rudy Giuliani was not involved in representing Donald Trump at that time. Cohen testified that it was a conspiracy between Giuliani and Costello as of this date. Totally false. In any event, he also said that he didn't discuss the Stormy Daniels matter with us, and he certainly did. I specifically asked him because he kept on going back saying, I can't believe they're trying to put me in jail for these NDAs. So I said, Michael, tell me about the NDA. Tell me about Stormy Daniels.
Tell me, Michael. Now, this is his attorney. Tell me about the non-disclosure agreement, the NDAs, and Stormy Daniels.
What did you do? He said, I got a call from a lawyer representing Stormy Daniels who represented that she was going to testify that Donald Trump had sex with Stormy Daniels. Michael Cohen said, I didn't believe the allegation, but I knew that such an allegation would be terribly embarrassing. He said it would be embarrassing. He focused on Melania.
Oh, really? His focus was on Melania and not trying to cover up another crime? Because that's what the charge is against Trump, that they did this to cover up another crime. But Michael Cohen is telling his lawyer, we didn't do it for any other reason but to protect Melania.
Trump. He said, I didn't want to embarrass Melania Trump. He said, that's why I decided to take care of this on my...
I decided.
My own. Right. I went back to that several times.
This man right here, 1973, a respected lawyer. He is a super lawyer from 2011 to 2024. This man, Costello, this is his sworn testimony.
Times. You did this on your own? On my own. Did Donald Trump...
You did it on your own? On my own.
Trump have anything to do with it?
He said, did Donald Trump have anything to do with it?
No.
No! This ought to be witness number 1 and then shut the whole charade down. I wish to God I was his attorney. This man would be witness number 1 and then we'd go home with a not guilty plea. Hey, Tammy Jackson.
Did you get the money from Donald Trump?
Did you get the money from Donald Trump?
No.
No.
From any of his organizations? No. From anybody connected to Donald Trump? No. Where did you get the money? I took out a HELOC loan against my property. I said, why would you do that? He said, I didn't want anybody to know where I got this money. I didn't want Melania to know. I didn't want my own wife to know because she's in charge, he said, of the Cohen family finances.
So somebody says, why would he do that? Why would he put a loan against his own house? I'll tell you why, my friends. If you thought you was about to be the next Attorney General of the United States of America, would you not do whatever it took to make sure you would get that position? And even if it means killing a story that Donald Trump did not even approve you to do? Now I just showed you. I just told you. Why would he do that? He was not doing that for Trump. He was making sure Trump got to the White House so he could become Attorney General. This is by his own confession, by the way, today under penalty of perjury. I got to go. My time's up. My time's up. He was protecting his future.
He said if she saw money coming out of my account, she'd ask me 100 questions, and I didn't want to answer any of them. It was.
You think this man here is fixing to give up a lifetime career by lying to Congress?
Clear after talking to him for several days after that, whenever we talked on the phone or in my office, that he kept on bringing up the subject that he felt he was betrayed by not being brought down to Washington.
I told you so. He felt like he had been betrayed by not being brought to Washington. He paid off Stormy Daniels so he could be Attorney General. The truth will set you free.
Washington, D.C. This guy thought, he said to me, that he should have been Attorney General of the United States.
Did he really, Mr. Costello, tell you he was supposed to be the Attorney General? Now it'll all make sense, children. Now it will all make sense for all students of the Conservative College. Now it makes sense to you. John the Baptist, Judas, Cohen. My ministry's been filled with these same people. They felt like they should have went to the White House. They should have been at the top echelon.
States, or at least the chief assistant to the president.
Or the chief assistant to the president. So if you was dreaming of Attorney General and you had a little situation over here with Stormy Daniel, and you go take out, let me tell all y'all something. I love every one of you. I ain't taking out no loan against my house for none of you. Unless something in it for me.
Ludicrous, but that's what he thought. And he was very angry about that. He wanted to do something to put himself back into the inner circle of Donald Trump.
He wanted to do something to put himself back in the inner circle. Something like what? Take care of the Stormy Daniel problem. So you can run in and say, Mr. President, I took care of this problem for you. Put a loan on my house, blah, 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 blah. Oh, by the way, you think you could pay me back?
That's why he took care of this on his own. There had to be a motivation.
No, Mr. Beautiful, I'm going to disagree. You know I love you. I don't believe he was being protective of Melania. I believe he was being protective of himself.
Michael Cohen is always working for things that benefit himself.
That's from his own attorney.
And that's what he was doing here.
Is Shane above the law? Not that I'm aware of, Tammy Jackson. Not that I'm aware of.
That's
Can't wait to see where that's going. I'll be watching.
Completely different to what he said that he told the grand jury. That's completely different to what he's testifying to in New York. Nobody has heard this side of the equation.
Nobody's heard this. You know why? They brought him into the grand jury and refused to let him tell these things to the grand jury.
Right.
That is the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth. And you knew this before it was reported on the news. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm thankful that you chose to watch me tonight, the Conservative College. There's so much more I want to talk about. I'll try to get to it on Tuesday night. Until then, may Yahweh bless you and keep you is my prayer. May his face shine upon you. I'll see all of you Saturday morning in Lancaster, Pennsylvania. Yahweh bless you. Good night, everybody.
If tomorrow all the things were gone I worked for all my life, and I had to start again, with just my children and my wife. I thank my lucky stars to be living here today.
'Cause this flag still stands for freedom, and they can't take that away. And I'm proud to be an American, where at least I know I'm free, and I won't forget.
Hold on. Svetlana Gorka, why are you running away? Baby, I'm right here. I'll sit here all night. I don't run from nothing. I don't know what you're talking about, baby. I'm not running away. Boy, some of these people. Here I am right here. I'll watch my text. I'll just sit here and fall asleep with y'all. Let's see. Boy, y'all don't know me. Why don't you stay and confront the truth? Svetlana Gorka. Beautiful name, by the way. Here I am. Here I am. Present it. I ain't scared of none of you people. Come on, Svetlana. Here I am. Here I am, Svetlana. Here I am, darling. Y'all wake me up. Hey, Svetlana. Hey, Svetlana. Hey, Svetlana. Here I am. Let's see, Svetlana. You should. Well, here I am. Okay, Svetlana. Well, you should be ashamed. You should be ashamed for not telling me what I should be ashamed for. You stormed the Capitol on January the 6th. You're a liar from the pit of hell. You're a liar. Turn your camera on. I tell you what, Svetlana, hang tight. Right here. There you go. Svetlana, look in the chat. There's a link. Get on your camera right now. Click it. I'm about sick of some of you people. Click it. Here, I'll put you live right now and prove you to be a liar. No, virtuous woman, I did not get your video, darling. You're welcome, Sister Brody. Come on, Svetlana. There's the link, Svet. Right there, Svet. Turn your camera on. I ain't got nowhere to go. Matter of fact, all I got to do is get on an airplane in a few hours. I'm fixing to eat me a big plate of I cooked me a big. Calling Svetlana. Calling Svetlana. Hello, Svet. Svetlana. Are you out there, darling? I'm on my camera. Turn yours on. Turn it on, Svet. Little keyboard coward. Check my phone. Okay, thank you, Virtuous. I'll do it right now. I never stormed no Capitol. Svet, I'm here, darling. I have nowhere to go. I have no life. Don't ever call me out, ever. I don't have anything from you, virtuous woman. Let's see. Send it to me right now while I'm looking. Oh, hold on. Janoi said Janoi, why don't you click on the link too, Janoi? Here, Janoi. There's the link right there. Come on. Janoi Kanoi. Janoi said, Professor Toto, I loved you. Well, I love you right back, but here you go. Oh, I didn't see it, virtuous woman. Oh, Janoi said, how many drinks will you be drinking whiskey with Rudy Giuliani? Well, darling, first of all, I don't drink. Wait a minute. I don't drink, darling. I'm waiting on Svet. Where did Svet go? Hello, Svet. Are you out there? No, let her go. I'm not worried about Janoi or Svet. Have a good night, everybody. Yahweh bless you and keep you is my prayer.
If tomorrow all the things were gone I worked for all my life, and I had to start again with just my children and my wife, I'd thank my lucky stars to be living here today.
'Cause this flag still stands for freedom, and they can't take that away. And I'm proud to be an American, where at least I know I'm free. And I won't forget the men who died, who gave that right to me. And I gladly stand up next to you and defend her still today. 'Cause there ain't no doubt I love this man. God bless the USA.
From the lakes of Minnesota to the hills of Tennessee, across the plains of Texas, from sea to shining sea.
From Detroit down to Houston and New York to LA, where there's pride in every American heart, and it's time we stand and say.
All right, Melinda, unblock Svetlana. All right, Janoy, here I am. Melinda, unblock. I didn't realize y'all had blocked her. I'll sit right here. Unblock her. I'm getting hungry, though. I'm going to tell y'all now. I'm not going to do this all night. Bunch of dummies.
You want me to get you some food, baby, while you're entertaining these crazy roaches?
Uh-huh. Mm-hmm.
You want me to get you some food?
Let me swat Svet real quick. As soon as I swat her, I'm going to come eat something. Well, Tammy Jackson is back. All right, Tammy. My God, would y'all please get... oh, God. I'll tell you what, Tammy. Here you go. Click on the link.
Click on the camera.
Click on the link. Huh?
Put them on the camera.
I'm waiting. Ain't nobody... There you go, Tammy. Let's play taps, darling. Let's play taps. Come on. Come on. Let's play taps. I'm so sick of hearing about that. All right. Come on. Tammy, I just put the link there. Come on. Come on, Tammy Jackson. Y'all don't block Tammy. I'm going to give her a chance to come on and prove her accusations. You would think after 3 years, they're so furious because they know there's nothing they can do, never will. Thank you, baby. Thank you, baby. Yeah, that'll work. I love these. They're only 100 calories. I love them. They're good. They're good, too. Only 100 calories. They're good. They taste like, they are Pop-Tarts. Come on. Tammy, I'm right here, baby. Lisa Schumer, I am doing Afterglow, even though I don't feel glowy about it. Come on, Tammy. Bunch of cowards. Hide behind pen names. Anybody that listens to anybody behind a pen name, you crazier than the person behind the pen name. I'm just waiting for a video, somebody to pop up and I'm live right now on Roku. We still got 4,000 people. We got about 8,000 total right now. Oh, I think I got it.
Tens of thousands of people showed up at the Trump rally this weekend at the Jersey Shore. So
This is Virtuous
Johnny
Woman.
was one of them.
How excited are you to vote for your favorite president? I am here to prove that Trump
There she is.
racist. I only worship.
Oh, that was Virtuous Woman. Oh, Jeanette, that's wonderful, darling. Awesome. Thank you for being there. Tammy. Savette. All right. Y'all go ahead and Janoi, come on, Janoi. All right. Y'all go ahead and block them forever. Have a good night, everybody. I sure love you all. I hope you have a great evening. Block them forever.
If tomorrow all the things were gone I worked for all my life, and I had to start again with just my children and my wife,
I'd thank my lucky stars to be living here today.
'Cause this flag still stands for freedom, and they can't take that away.
Proud to be an American, where at least I know I'm free. And I won't forget the men who died, who gave that right to me. And I gladly stand up next to you and defend her still today. 'Cause there ain't no doubt I love this land.
God bless the USA.
from the lakes of Minnesota to the hills of Tennessee,
Across the plains of Texas, from sea to shining sea.
From Detroit down to Houston and New York to LA,
where there's pride in every American heart, and it's time